Who is going to be making it to the final of the Champions League this year, with the venue being in Budapest, Hungary? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today's video is going to centre around the Champions League semi-finals. We've got 4 teams left in the competition. We have got an incredible lineup in the semi-finals, both for the first leg and the second leg, of course, and the potential of a monumental final in Budapest awaits for the end of this season. One game, we have got PSG, the defending Champions League winners, the French League champions. They're going up against the mighty Bayern Munich. An incredible, formidable front line of Bayern Munich awaits PSG tonight. On the other side of things, Atletico Madrid. We know of Diego Simeone. We know of how incredible they can be on their day. But they take on Arsenal. And a historic, phenomenal season, potentially waiting in the wings for the Gunners should they get into the final, could await them, with obviously them flying high in the Premier League and still going strong, and also with the prospect of potentially winning their first Champions League title to boot as well. It leaves for an incredible narrative, an incredible story for everybody left involved. But who is making it to the final? That's what we're going to be looking into today. We're going to be looking at both games, and we're going to be talking about them and trying to predict the outcomes of both of these encounters. Before we go any further discussing all of that and much more, I would like to remind you all to please like the video and also subscribe if you are new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And of course, I encourage each and every single one of you to get involved in the comment section yourself, whether it's be your thoughts, comments, opinions, but most of all, of course, your predictions. Because after all, people, we are talking about who's going to make it into the final, so predictions are needed. Do you think it will be an Arsenal-PSG final, or an Arsenal-Bayern Munich final, or a Bayern Munich-Atletico final, or even a PSG-Atletico final? Let me know what you guys are thinking and feeling down below. And without further ado, we're going to get on with the conversation ourselves. We're talking the Champions League semi-final. And first up, we're kicking things off with tonight's game. PSG versus Bayern Munich. What a game in prospect. What a game in store that this one promises to be. And let's be honest here, people. It's probably going to be the best game over the course of 2 legs out of the 2 games. This one promises to have all the skill, flair, technical ability, the relentless attitude from both teams. I cannot wait to watch this one. This one is going to be electric, I would imagine, from start to finish. But I've only got one winner in mind, and that is PSG. Bayern Munich are phenomenal. Bayern Munich are incredible. Their front line especially, Elise, Diaz and Kane, they will cause havoc for that PSG defence. A PSG defence which proved how solid it could be against Liverpool. Not that it's probably a massive achievement considering it's Liverpool this season, but they proved how solid they were. And it wasn't even just the defence as well. Defensively, from all angles and from everybody on that pitch, everybody worked incredibly hard to get the job done against the English side. Now, they face a tough task. Bayern Munich, fantastic going forward. Defensively, though, they are a little suspect. If PSG can wrestle control of the game in the midfield, if they can wrestle control of the game in terms of their dominance and possession, if PSG are allowed to play their usual sort of game, the rotation, the flexibility, the fluidity of how that PSG team operates, Bayern won't stand a chance, because Bayern's Achilles heel is defensively. Defensively, I think they're a little suspect. Defensively, I believe them to be a little wanting in that area in terms of leadership and organisation. I think PSG are the much more well-rounded team. I believe PSG are the better team overall. And as good as what Bayern Munich are, as great as what Bayern Munich are, they just lack a bit of experience. Whether it be their manager Vincent Kompany, or whether it be defensively. I know they've still got one of the best goalkeepers in the world in Manuel Neuer. I know they've got a few other key players here and there in terms of experience. And I know, like I mentioned before, that their attack, when it is firing and is all on firing all cylinders, is dangerous, extremely dangerous. But PSG are just much more well-rounded. Much more well-rounded. Like I say, they understand the game, they understand each other, they understand the plan, they've got the right mindset, the mentality's there. And then when it comes to the technical ability on the ball, look, defensively, I wouldn't say they're perfect either. However, they are solid enough. And I think they're much more solid defensively than what Bayern are. Midfield-wise, they're insane. Midfield-wise, I keep saying it, they are absolutely insane with the quality and talent that they have. And then going forward, look, Doué, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Barcola, whoever else you can throw in there and name, it's truly insane the amount of talent and quality that they have. It really, really is. And because of that, I'm going for a PSG victory. Not just tonight. I think PSG will get the win, being in the home side. I think they'll be fine in terms of getting the win. And then I think they'll take it back to the Allianz. And I think they will get the job done there by any means necessary. May not necessarily be a win at the Allianz, but I feel like PSG can put themselves in a fantastic position to make it to the final in Budapest with a good performance and a good victory tonight against Bayern in the first leg, and obviously set it up for a professional performance in the second. So I'm going for PSG to triumph over Bayern Munich and make it to another Champions League final, and maybe potentially make it back-to-back triumphs in this competition. Something which would be an insane and incredible achievement for Luis Enrique. And in the other game, Atletico Madrid take on Arsenal, with Atletico's game being the first leg. They're going to be at the Wanda for the first leg. I'm torn with this one a little bit. And I'll explain why. First and foremost, I was anticipating Arsenal to win. I don't think Atletico Madrid will play with the same sort of drive or passion that they did against Barcelona in the previous leg. And that's crazy to think, because this is the semi-final at the end of the day. This is the semi-final for the top tier competition in European football. But there's always that little bit extra that you can get from Atletico. From Atletico taking on a fellow Spanish team. In this case, Barcelona. I also think Arsenal will be different. I know Arsenal will be different than what Barcelona were. Barcelona, you're going to be allowed opportunities. You're going to be allowed to penetrate their lines, get in behind them. Because Barcelona play with a ridiculously suicidal high line, which is high risk, high reward. Mikel Arteta and Arsenal don't do that. They do not do that whatsoever. And it's crazy to think about what happened previously in the game between Atletico and Barcelona, and then how different this game is going to be for them. Because we all know how Arsenal are going to play. We all know it's going to be defensive, they're going to be disciplined, they're going to be solid to break down, and they're going to try and spring counter-attacks. They're going to try and play for set pieces. If they're on point from open play, their counter-attacking style, it's going to pay off. If they're not, though, it might not be as entertaining as what the PSG Bayern game will be. I think the PSG Bayern game is above and beyond anything that we are going to be witnessing in this competition this season, in terms of how technically gifted all those players are, in terms of how incredible and insane and fast-paced it's going to be. I think this game is going to be more the opposite. I think this one is going to be more of a chess match than a basketball game. PSG Bayern might be a bit more of a basketball game. This one's going to be more of a chess match. This one might come down in both legs to fine margins. I don't think Arsenal necessarily have those types of players that are going to win fine margin games. The odd one or two here and there. But I'm not completely convinced about Arsenal winning or taking games by the scruff of the neck and producing moments of magic. I don't think they have those moments of magic type players that manage to create something out of absolutely nothing. However, in saying that, I am going to stick with my original prediction. Because my original prediction is that Arsenal are going to make it to the final. Now, I don't want that to happen. I have my reasons for not wanting Arsenal to have any success, as I've gone over time and time again this season. But the reason I'm sticking with Arsenal is because as much as I don't think they have those moment of magic type players, they are efficient and effective at what they do. I can see tomorrow night's game being absolutely stinking up the Wanda Metropolitano from Arsenal. I can see it being a draw, a 0-0, maybe a 1-1 at best. And then they take it to the Emirates and they get the job done. They get an early goal and they just sit deep, they soak up the pressure, and they beat Diego Simeone's side at pretty much what Simeone would do in the same situation. Arsenal, I think, will be efficient, effective, strong, solid, disciplined, resolute, and they'll get through by any means necessary. I don't think Atletico are going to make it to the final. And I'd love to see Atletico go on and win it. I would love to see someone different go on and win it. And I'd love to see them win it for Simeone. But I know it's probably not going to happen. I would love it if Atletico knocked Arsenal out. I would love to see an Atletico versus PSG or Bayern Munich final. I just don't think that's going to happen. I just don't think it's going to happen, unfortunately. But it's not going to be for a lack of trying. We know about Lookman. We know about Julian Alvarez. We know about Griezmann. These players are still dangerous. These players are still, on their day, magical to watch at times. They really do need to pull off an incredible performance, Atletico. I know a lot of Arsenal fans earlier on in the season are still referring back to early on in the season when Arsenal smashed them. Knockout stages are very different. Plus, the momentum and the legs of some of those Atletico players. It might be a very different Atletico to what Arsenal saw earlier on in the season. So, I'm sticking with my original prediction. I hope I'm wrong on this, but I'm going Arsenal. Unfortunately, it means Atletico are going to be out beyond this point. And there you have it. Those are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys are thinking and feeling. So let me know down below in the comment section what you make about everything that I talked about in this video in regards to the Champions League semi-finals. Who wins, who loses, who makes it through to the final. Let me know in the comment section down below. Otherwise, hit the like button on the way if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you are new and want to see more content like this. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I will see you speak to you all again soon in a video or live stream or whatever it may be. Cheers, guys. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your day. Speak to you again very, very soon.